In a small cottage in the Scottish countryside, not far from the town of New Galloway, Chrissy Heughan, an artist and single mother, sits by the window, watching the wind blow across the autumn fields. She slowly tells the story that the press often ignores, the real, sweaty, tearful and resilient journey of her son, the actor Sam Heughan, who the world now knows as the charming Jamie Fraser in the Outlander series. People often ask me, did you know that Sam was destined for stardom when he was a child? Chrissy smiles. All I know is that he was always persistent and had a beautiful soul. But his journey wasn't a bed of roses. Sam Heughan was born in 1980, in Balmaclellan, where everyone knows everyone and winter can last forever. When Sam was just a few years old, his father, a man pursuing artistic ideals, left, leaving Chrissy and her mother to fend for themselves. With no material conditions, Chrissy had to work many different jobs, from papermaking to part-time teaching, just to have enough money to put her two sons through school. There were times when I had to cut up old bread and dip it in soup so they would feel like they had a full meal, she said. But I never let them feel unloved. Sam was a dreamy boy from a young age. He would turn branches into swords, wear a cape made from old blankets and reenact scenes from Braveheart, a film that he later admitted had greatly inspired him. Sam never asked for material things. He just needed a book, a good line to practice, Chrissy said, her voice tinged with pride. When Sam decided to pursue acting, no one in the village really believed he could go far. They loved him, but they were also realistic. Balmaclellan to London, it sounded like a fairy tale, Chrissy recalls. But Sam applied and got into the Royal Scottish College of Art, now the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, a big break. There, Sam began studying seriously. But because he didn't have the means, he had to do extra work. Serving, handing out flyers, even doing small commercials. I remember Sam calling and saying he only had enough money for 2 weeks of instant noodles, says Chrissy, her eyes welling up. But he never complained. After graduating, Sam struggled with small roles in television, stage and commercials. There were times when I could see he was getting really thin. But his eyes were still bright, he never gave up, says Chrissy. In 2013, when Sam got the call to audition for the lead role of Jamie Fraser in the Outlander adaptation, Chrissy didn't even dare to hope. Hollywood was so far away from us, she confided, but when Sam got the role, everything changed. He just said to me, "Mom, I think this time it's going to be different." And it was. The role of Jamie Fraser transformed Sam from a little-known actor into a global phenomenon, loved by millions of fans around the world. However, his mother insists, behind the smile in front of the camera, Sam is still the same boy he was, humble, honest and always remembering where he came from. What Chrissy is most proud of is not her son's fame, but what he's used it for. Sam founded the charity My Peak Challenge, which helps people battling illness and life's difficulties, inspiring them to overcome personal challenges. He also regularly returns to Scotland, supporting local arts activities, and never forgets to send handwritten thank you letters to each fan. When he was little, Sam used to say to me, "Mummy, if I ever become famous, I will never forget you gave me wings to fly." Chrissy choked up. I think he still keeps that promise. When Sam Heughan became a global icon thanks to Outlander, it was easy to mistake him for a lucky man, a man favored by fate. But as Chrissy emphasized, luck only smiles on those who dare to try their best. Behind the romantic scenes, the fashion magazine shoots and invitations from big filmmakers, there is still a responsible Sam Heughan, sometimes exhausted, but never losing his identity. I remember one time he called from Cape Town, where they were filming the 3rd season of Outlander. Sam sounded so tired, he just said, "Mum, I miss home." And we were silent on the phone for a long time, she said, her eyes shining with the gentle sympathy of a mother. No one knows Sam better than Chrissy, who has witnessed her son collapse backstage from exhaustion, then stand up again, smiling professionally for the camera. He didn't do this for the money or the fame. He believed that acting was a way to connect, to tell stories that could touch people's hearts, she shared. One of Sam's most silent pains, which he rarely talked about, was the absence of his father. That man left his life when Sam was very young, and even though they had a chance to reunite later, that mental scar has never fully healed. I think Sam learned to be a strong man because of that void, said Chrissy. He didn't want to leave anyone behind, didn't want anyone to feel forgotten, because he knew how painful that felt. That's why Sam never stopped giving himself up. At work, he was a perfectionist down to the last detail. In real life, he always tried to make time for his fans, even if it was just a few seconds for a photo or a tight hug at events. He once had a high fever before going on stage in London, but he still performed the whole performance because he didn't want to disappoint the audience, his mother recalls, her eyes a mixture of worry and pride. Although Sam can now be anywhere in the world, from Los Angeles to Paris to Tokyo, whenever he has a long break, he returns to Scotland. And his first destination is always his mother's small house. I still prepare his favorite red bean soup from when he was a child, Chrissy smiles gently. Even though he is an international star, he is still the son who always cleans his bowl. Whenever Sam receives a new award, the first thing he does is call his mother. No fanfare. Just a text message. Mom, I did it. Thank you for always believing in me. I never needed my son to be famous. I just wanted him to live a decent, happy life. But I know Sam always wanted to succeed not only for himself, but to prove that poor children in small villages can also reach their dreams if they are brave enough, said Chrissy, gently squeezing the old wool scarf Sam had given her when they were students. At 44, Sam Heughan is more than just an actor. He is a producer, businessman with the whiskey brand the Sassenach, a passionate philanthropist and an inspiration to millions around the world. But for his mother, the greatest success lies not in awards or fame, but in the way her son has maintained a kind heart in a chaotic world. Sam always reminds me, Mom, the lights will go out. But how you treat others will last forever. And that is why, even though he has gone far away, even though his name has crossed borders, Sam Heughan is still the boy from Balmaclellan, the one who always believes that perseverance and love can make the extraordinary. Sam Heughan's story is not a ballad of Hollywood with bright lights. It is a gentle but enduring song, starting from hardship, nurtured by the perseverance and love of a mother. Today, whether Sam appears on red carpets, takes pictures with celebrities or signs autographs at international events, the image that Chrissy remembers most is still a boy in a blanket, shouting like a warrior, performing in front of an old small mirror in the living room. My son did not ascend to the pinnacle of glory by a path paved with silk, she concluded, but with feet that had trodden the mud, with a heart that never backed down. Quote,